Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 15 of the Football Manager 17 Let's Play with Blackburn Rovers. Brought back again just a tiny little bit early. It's still on track for the right game that I was going to do for this episode, but we've been offered the Sunderland job now. Sunderland sacked David Moyes about a month ago, just after the last episode, so probably about 3 weeks ago game time. And I was instantly asked the question, do you want the job? And I was like, well, I'm pretty much going to get sacked from Blackburn. Technically, this is a team, while they're struggling, is a team that came down from the Premiership, so should be able to be turned around. And they should have a budget. So I said, yeah, I'm interested. I became the favourite. The same with Middlesbrough job, although that's more recent. So I applied for both. Sunderland have now offered me an interview. So we're going to do that interview. We're going to get down to business. You have very little management experience. That obviously concerns me a little bit. I believe there are more important things because I do have a reputation. So one or two bad eggs. I think we're going to go for that one. Right, there we go. We'll go with the bad eggs again. I will withdraw from other jobs if they wish. I can guarantee positivity. I can't, but I sort of know what I went wrong with this one. I have a good relationship with the supporters. We'll go with that. Do not wish to propose any changes because I'll assess that when I get there. Yeah, I'm on to bring in young players. No other philosophies. Top half of the table yet. I think they're 15th in the league just now from memory. Yeah, it says in the top. So, yeah, I think I'd be able to meet that. 13.5 million. What? Yep, realistic. And a wage budget's a huge increase as well. No request to propose. In our interview, okay, let's continue on. See if we get the job. Derby game's in a couple of days' time, so we'll be back for that. I assume we're going to get the Derby game before we get any job offer or anything like that, given how long it's taken to start the interview process. So let's get into the Derby game. Welcome back. I'm going to go into the Derby game just in a second, but we'll quickly go back. Since the Brentford game where we drew 2-2, we lost 1-0 to Birmingham, a late wonder strike from Fabrini. A little bit unlucky there. We then got FM'd by Reading. We absolutely destroyed them. They just happened to score virtually every chance they put on target, apart from one. And then we beat Millwall 2-0. The only team that I've seen less defensively organised than us, to be honest. In other notes, I did speak to Arsenal about buying Rob Holding. They said they wanted 3.3 million. He's worth 8 or something. Maybe not quite as much as that actually. 6.5, and they were wanting 3.3. I just could not convince the board to do it. The other things to be aware of is Liam Henderson has a value of 7 million. He has a release clause to Premier Division clubs of 7 million. So I'm expecting that would get triggered in January anyway. Jason Cummins also up to 7 million, so showing that we're signing the right players from Scotland, the fact that their value has gone up so much. Leon Boy's up to 1.6 as well. I'm not sure in the rest of the team. Jack Thomas is one that I'd like to be looking at. His value's gone down actually more than anything. And Jackson Irvine I think will be about the same if he's even here. He is 1.7, so he's about the same as what we paid. Okay, so that's fine. But these are all positive things. We've added a lot of value to this team for very little money. In terms of the job front, we'll have a look at the table just now. As you see, Middlesbrough 23rd are 4 points behind us, but obviously have, in theory, a stronger squad and a higher budget. Sunderland in 15th, 8 points ahead, something like that, of us. And again, obviously have that massive budget that we've just seen that we've been offered, 13 million to spend. I think I'm still 41 favourite for the Sunderland job as of the last time I pressed continue, and we were evens favourite for the Middlesbrough job. Given that I'm expecting to get sacked, I can't get any more than 7 points out of this month period. I don't know exactly, they didn't give me a set point target. I'm expecting to get sacked, so I think what we take from that is we're going to get sacked, and let's turn this into a journeyman and look at our doors that are open. Staying in this league is something that I have some interest in. I don't really want to drop down a league, because I don't want to come up and then be here and then fighting to get even just see where we are. So I want to be at least on a sideways step, and both the teams we're actually at home today, so just carry on from where you finished the last match. The last match were really good. So yeah, I don't want to be sort of like taking a backward step. I think Wigan job was available in League One. I think that would be the only job lower down that I would really look at. But the fact we're getting linked with the relegated Premiership clubs tells me let's not be too hasty and go for a job that's a down step. We can be nitpicky and pick a job that's at least a sideways step and be at the same stage of our career. That's obviously down to sorry, my voice is sort of going. That's obviously down to our starting reputation. We've not really done much with Blackburn to justify a reputation increase. We did overachieve a little bit last season, which has been part of the problem for why we're under pressure this season, I think. But at the same time, this season has gone nowhere near to plan. I think the players that we've brought in, I was hoping to be sort of knocking about just outside the playoffs, and we're nowhere near that level obviously right now. Part of that was because I got my corner kick tactics so wrong at the start, which has completely obliterated the morale. I left my assistant doing the team training, and he was doing defensive set pieces the whole time, and I thought I've got to be reading it wrong. And the reality is we should have been doing squad harmony with the amount of people that had been brought in and teamwork. I'm doing that now, which has seen a slight improvement in performances the last sort of 5 or 6 games, but it's probably been too late by the time I've realised I really need to get that done. At the same time, I think bringing in the likes of Bentner was a mistake, because that's really upset the dressing room. Like, he came in, wanted some promises that I thought I had maintained. He said, I want you to sign an attacker if I sign. Okay, well, you're an attacker, so I'm signing an attacker if he signs. So, and the strange thing is he would have been, if I was signing another attacker, he'd have been down the pecking order as well. So that's sort of the ironic thing about that, is that's how it works. Unfortunately, that kicked off. A couple of teammates, I've sort of backed them up. At the same time, Alex Bruce wants first team football. He's obviously played shocking. A couple of teammates have backed them up, despite the fact I've said he's just not played well enough in the games that he's got the chance. It's a decent ball, if Presty can get it, he can't. Carson comes out and collects. So there's been a couple of issues with the squad harmony, which has resulted in squad harmony not being as good as what I would normally like. And I don't think there was too much I could do about that, apart from realise that the training thing was being accurate and adjust as Casey Palmer comes through and scores, puts us ahead against Derby again. I do apologise for the coughing, guys. I'm not sure, my throat just feels really clogged up, and I feel like it's affecting my voice, so I'm trying to force it out, at the same time trying not to make it too obvious. But we were 1-0 up through Casey Palmer's opening goal here, just sort of dribbles, never really any option for a pass, so he just goes through and finds a little bit of space, gets a little bit of luck. The keeper maybe could do better, but just out of his reach, I think. Palmer 1 for us. Shackle, Ince, Gold, heads away, Anya, Irvin, Jason Cummins. It's a lovely takedown from Cummins. Not quite so good with his execution of the ball afterwards. Casey Palmer. Oh, he's done well again, just wide this time. From the on loan Chelsea man. If we go to Sunderland, Rob Holding will definitely be a player I will look at signing. Particularly if that 3.3 million that Arsenal quoted is what they're looking for, I will snap that up. I don't need to worry about trying to convince the board to do it either, because we should have the money to do it. I'm not saying he's the perfect player, but he's a player that's got so much potential, and the fact that he's already worth double that tells me if I can get him for 3 million, I'd be extremely happy. Palmer, Gold. Decent effort from Gold. Nice powerful run into the box again. Sunderland also winning against MK Dons. That's something we need to keep an eye on. Palmer, good ball in. Boyce. Carson saves. Surprised Middlesbrough have taken as long to sack the manager when they're down in 23rd, to be honest, but I guess that's kind of the way it goes. Johnson. Butterfield. Dak. Johnson. It's a decent ball for Chris Martin, but Rhea should come and collect that, and he does. Theo Pellinard. Good ball to Boyce, can't hold it. Ash Taylor away, very good in there, of course, Ash Taylor. Irvine heads it to Palmer. Good ball out to Boyce. Phil. Palmer again. Gold. He's got Cummins on overlap. Can he find him? Cummins has hit that too early. He's actually got a good save out of Carson though, but I think he had space to run into there, and he could have used that space a bit better. Whips it in. It's cleared only as far as Casey Palmer. He keeps it alive. Gets it to Boyce. Palmer. Gold. His cross in is blocked by the first man. Sign of a poor cross from Ryan Gold, but we'll take the throw in. Phil into Cummings. Phil. Good ball over to Jackson Irvine. Gold. Palmer. Cummings. Another okay effort, but it's not going to trouble Scott Carson. Butterfield with the corner for Derby. Rhea comes out and collects. Palmer. He's tried to play it through. Oh, Cummings has come out on the mistake though, and Cummings scores 2-0. I've got a sense of deja vu here, guys. No, I didn't show the first Derby game, but this was kind of how we went. 2-0 up at half time, and then we capitulated in the second half and lost 4, might have been 4-3, certainly at least 4-2 or 4-3 was probably the best we did, but it was certainly we conceded 4 in the second half, and I'm just got that feeling of deja vu. And yeah, Irvine intercepts, that's really good. Cummings. Gold. Oh, it's hit him in the back, but he's managed to do it. Palmer, he's past a man. He's just ran into traffic though, and Boyce had strayed slightly offside, so I think that stopped him passing. I think he realised. Boyce out to Phil. Phil, good ball in. Jason Cummings. That's in this guy. Anya inference, but Phil clears well. Boyce. Irvine. Gold. He's got a man. There's Theo Pellinard's out wide, and by the time that anyone went to him, I think if that had gone the pass beforehand, it could have been really good, but they went to Cummins instead, and it was Cummins that responded to that space. Palmer. Phil. Headed away only as far as Phil again. Back towards Boyce. He takes it down. Jason Cummins launches it from distance again, and Scott Carson is equal to the shot that's straight at him. I'm going to say don't get complacent. I don't really know what more to say at this point. I said it the last time and it bit me in the backside, but we've been all over them, and I kind of want us to maintain that. Palmer, Pellinard, Boyce, Irvin. I'm commentating on the pointless highlight again, I'm not. Ooh, that was a decent ball by Palmer. Just couldn't get past the man. Krakic from the free kick from the foul on by Jackson Irvine. Anya. It's well wide. It's the first time I remember Derby coming forward. It's the first time I remember Derby really coming forward, though, apart from a couple of corner kicks you've seen. Right, we're going to bring on Martins Pereira for the tiring Jackson Irvine. Martins Pereira's developing really nicely as well. I think he's actually benefited from being in this sort of role because he's getting the experience in both. Butterfield's free kick is over. Gold, Palmer, Cummings. It's poor from Jason Cummings there. Martins Pereira, Boyce. It's a good ball from Boyce. If he can find Cummings, it's fallen nicely for him though. Scott Carson equal to him again. Phil should win that race, he's quick. But his cross can't beat the first man. Another sub. Who are we going to bring on? We're going to bring on Liam Henderson for Ryan Gold, who is tied in as well. Rhea plays it forward for Phil. Boyce. It's away. Shankmill forward. Akpom. There's a man that tore us apart in the last time we played these teams. Is he a substitute that came on? I wonder. Overview. It's opposition instructions. I want to see opposition. Yeah, he is. So he made us an issue the last time. So Rob Holding, edit. I want you to mark Akpom. Please. Actually, wait now. Pitch now, just so I can see what is their tactic. What is their formation? Chris Martin on that side and Akpom on that side. Okay, so I'll actually go with Prestia. Edit. So none. Okay. And we'll go to Prestia. And you will mark specific player, Chuba Akpom. While I'm here, I'm just going to quickly change our attacking corners ball in just to try and mix it up a little bit. See if we can get something going. There we go. Brannigan brings it in. Rhea saves. Only just a couple of tactical tweaks there, just a little bit of tweaking just to try and mix it up. I'm going to save one sub for time wasting. In fact, I'm actually going to make that sub now. It's going to be Palmer off for McDonald, and Cummings is going to fall back into the advanced playmaker role. Just to freshen the midfield up completely. Well, sort of. Boys, that's a great ball for Jason Cummings. And he's hit it and he scores 3-0. Surely we can't mess it up now against this Derby team. So Cummings actually gets into space and Boyce does well to find him. Venner's coming across. Cummings really maybe didn't have to hit it, but he did, and he found the back of the net. I don't care. And then our time wasting sub's going to end this sort of highlight. Butterfield Pellinard got nowhere near Dirkwala there. Anya. Decent power into the box there from Akechi Anya. Scottish international, of course, but does nothing with it. Anya in only as far as Johnson, who is actually his own teammate, so I don't know why I said only as far. Rhea. Up towards McDonald. I think this is only his second appearance. The young regen. Pellinard. Cummings. Henderson. McDonald. Boy. That was a howler from Liam Boyce there. Such a good move as well. And Liam Boyce puts it that much wide. Martins Pereira, that's a good challenge, but it falls to another Derby player. Anya, Brannigan, Butterfield, Akpom, Brannigan. Just clean sheet, please, guys. 2 clean sheets in a row with 5 goals scored. The board would find it hard to sack me in that spot. Sunderland would be more appealed. Middlesbrough would be more appealed, although I'm not that keen on the Middlesbrough job if I'm being on 23rd. I think it'd just be a bit meh, but if it's looking like we're going to get sacked and that's the job we get offered, I would obviously take it. Martin, because I don't think there'll be teams that will have the same budget that we'll get apart from Sunderland. Going to praise that and just say I want you playing like that on a consistent basis, but absolutely destroyed Derby there. We're only a point behind them now in 20th place still. We've now got a breathing space to Leeds and then MK Dons in the relegation zone. That is positive stuff. Sunderland also moved up to 11th. That's interesting to note. Right, what I'll do, guys, is I will skip forward till we get the Derby's actually sacked their manager after that result as well. I will skip forward till we get an answer from Sunderland or Middlesbrough. If that doesn't happen, the next game will probably be Leeds, because it makes sense being the one right before the transfer window. Or if the board call us in for a meeting, I'll bring you back then as well. So there's sort of all that will be in this episode, I think. If there's no information to have, we'll obviously just go to the Leeds game in the next episode. So if I bring you back before the end of this episode, thank you very much. I will speak to you in a minute, and if I don't, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will hopefully catch you all next time. Just to quickly end episode 15, we did not get the Sunderland job, unfortunately. They've decided to go with Robbie Nielsen instead. I haven't had an interview from Middlesbrough yet, and they're also have been linked with MK Don's job, which I'm not interested in, to be honest with you. So for now we're staying with Blackburn as far as I'm aware, so I will catch you in the next episode hopefully. Again, I know I just said it 20 seconds ago, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I will hopefully catch you all next time.